Hello, I'm Brenda Sanders-Passmore, and welcome to Health Bites. Today, I have Chef Jen McKenna. She's here today to talk to us about food wastage and how we can stretch our grocery dollar better. Hi, Jen. Welcome to Health Bites.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
So, what can we do to prevent the wastage? Because, like statistics say that Canadians waste roughly about 30% of their groceries.
So, as a personal chef, I go into a lot of people's homes and see a lot of things that could be frozen. I use my freezer a lot for things. So, for instance, fresh herbs. I have a garden. I have so many fresh herbs that sometimes it's overwhelming. I don't know what to do with them. So what I do is I take my blender, I take the fresh herbs, put them in the blender with about a quarter cup of oil, blend it up, then I pour it into ice cube trays and freeze it. So with this, if you're cooking chicken and you want basil chicken and you have a basil oil cube, you just chuck that into your pan. Then you fry up your chicken.
That's genius.
So I find herbs are probably one of the #1 things that go to waste super fast because you only need a little bit for a recipe and then it goes in the crisper.
And if you don't have a garden and you're buying them, like they're quite expensive from the grocery store. So that's a big expense.
So yeah, I find that is the #1 thing in people's crispers whenever I go into their home is rotten herbs. So that is the #1 thing.
Okay, so what else do you have for us?
Also, another thing I notice people doing is cans of tomato paste or tomato sauce. A lot of recipes only call for maybe a tablespoon of tomato paste. You open it up and you don't use the rest, you chuck it out. I find most people do that anyway.
Yeah.
So what I do, another thing with the ice cube tray is I portion them out into the ice cube tray. Whenever they're frozen, pop them out, put them into a freezer bag, and then whenever you're making your own homemade pasta sauce or a soup that calls for it, just take one of the frozen cubes out and just use that.
Awesome.
Yeah. Ice cube trays are awesome.
So is there anything else that you have for us?
Yeah, another thing, avocados. So those tend to go to waste super fast. You never know when they're going to go rotten.
There's like a small window where they're perfect.
Yeah, exactly. So what I do with this, as soon as I get home from the store, I usually try to pick the more softer ones if there's any at the store. And as soon as I get home, I cut them open as normal, scoop them out, mash them up. Then I portion them out into little portion-sized freezer bags for my smoothies, or sometimes I'll take them out, thaw it out, and make some guacamole or any other recipe that calls for it.
So you like thawing it doesn't change the texture or anything like that?
It doesn't change the texture. It may be a little different color, but it's still okay to use. It's still fine as long
Same
as
flavor and everything. Yeah,
exactly.
Awesome. Well, those are fantastic tips. I really appreciate that. Thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching.